Alright, hopefully this is gonna work. This is the first, commentary thing I've done in a while, but I thought I should be talking to go over what's in this new update. You might hear my keyboard a little bit, but I'll try to mute my microphone. So as you can hear, there's new music. It's dynamic. So when you're in a fight, the enemies will when you're in a fight or near enemies, it'll start playing the music basically. As you can see, there's a new HUD. I need to fix how the AI for these guys work. I'm obviously not close to a release, but this is the first time that I've actually made a build in a while, so I thought that I might as well record it so that I can go over this later. So this is a new level that takes place on the rooftops. I don't have too many tracks. I'm gonna buy a pack of 5 more songs in the next couple days. I don't know what's going on this level. This is the first time that I built it, so stuff is going wrong, and I'm gonna be able to go back and look at it. Again, this isn't close to release. It seems to have destroyed all the enemies that aren't the shotgun grunts. I don't know why. This level seems pretty normal, how it's supposed to be. So I think there's 4 new levels. It's gone from 21 to 25, but I've done a lot with organizing some stuff about the editor, making it easier for me to get to stuff, so that I think that I might have 10 levels, 10 new levels by the time I put this up. And I don't want to spoil anything, so we'll just talk about those levels when we get there. Technically it's 5, but one of them is debatable if it's an entire level or the beginning of a level. I would call it an entire level. So as you can see, it changes to a less action-packed track when I'm just jumping around. And then I'm near some enemies, so it plays a transition to some more intense music. This might be hard to tell. This mesh is new, instead of being a bunch of little islands that will toss it up and down. The keyboard integration does not seem to be working right now, which is a bad sign. I mean, it's not a big deal unless you have like the 3 keyboards that support it, but it should be working. I wanted to do like pick a font for the HUD that I thought matched the tone of the game, so I thought that this was pretty bold and fast, if that makes any sense. So I went with this, but I might change it. But it's better than using that default font, you know, so that you can at least tell people that you put some time into your like UI choices. I'm sure that like 1% of people would care, but I don't know. Probably looks better in your portfolio. I really hope this commentary comes out well. Like sound quality wise, and if you can actually hear it. Hopefully it's not too loud and goes over the music. I'm guessing my clicky keyboard is really gonna distract, but otherwise I hope it's easy to watch. This channel is really just for me, if I'm being honest. I mean, I'm still grateful that people are watching the videos to know what I'm doing, but like my main use of this channel is when I'm not at my computer or don't want to have to boot up a game. I can just try to catch up to where I was before. I thought I could make that. Yeah, so I changed the material for the cowboy guys. I like to joke and say that they look kind of like Buzz Lightyear now, with the like green glow in the dark kind of thing they have to themselves now, which I think comes out pretty well. I'm trying to make these cowboy guys a little bit better because all they do now is strafe backwards like they're playing Serious Sam. So like I didn't realize how underutilized they were in this game. I mean, they're underutilized in the first game too, which is a problem because I need as much enemy variety as possible for this. But yeah, and I don't really use those chain gun guys too. It's a good thing I realized that right now. I should add those into some more levels. As you can see, I've improved the screen space reflection. It looks a lot better than it did before. And I like how the transparent guys, you can only really see their faces, their eyes. I don't know what's going on here. Why is that so big? Okay, so this is now one big mesh. Before it was a bunch of little islands, but now it is one huge mesh. Which, well then. Let's just, It's been called Final World Tour Build for around a year, and I think that's pretty funny. Here's a little sneak peek at this level that I made. This is a water shader that I got from online. This is one of the few things that I've like downloaded for the game, and I think it looks wonderful. They did a great job with it. Okay, so yeah, where are we at? One big mesh. As you can see, I think it turned out pretty. As you can see, one big mesh. I think it turned out pretty well. Ooh, it gets pretty difficult. But yeah, I think the next thing I'm gonna do is work on some more boss fights, because I only have technically two, but really one that the player would probably consider a boss fight. So I want to add a cutscene for that tree one, and then add a boss fight in the city, and a boss fight in the caves. I want to add in an extra part in the caves that's kind of reminiscent of the Area 51 part of Wolfenstein 2, with that underground base where you're like sneaking around, but you know, it's flying frags, so not really any sneaking around. This level is way harder than I remembered. I made it more difficult because I'm working on a combo system, like the whole game more difficult because I'm working on a combo system, which is going to give you health back. For combos over 4. So that's why. But while it's still not done, it's a lot harder than I anticipated. I prefer this health bar. I prefer this HUD, obviously. If I didn't prefer it, I would be on the old one. I think that it looks more like a PC game does instead of the PSP, PS Vita game. You know, or even a Switch game where the HUD is a lot bigger. Because, like, the information is important, but it doesn't need to take up, like, an 1/8 of the screen. That was a nice spin. Wouldn't it be funny if I just wasn't recording? Oh yeah, so these go down a pretty hefty, like, drop. You know, because I didn't like these being a bunch of copied and pasted floating islands. I feel like that worked more in the first game where it was very, like, low poly, and it seemed more like I could call it a retro game with the fact that everything looked like it was out of Quake 1, so copying and pasting stuff could have been seen as, like, conserving RAM or something like that, but in this one I think it just looked pretty bad. So I don't know if you know this. Well, why am I saying that? But Okay. I was just checking the clouds, but enemies when you start the game, health and ammo crates will drop around the enemies randomly to try to make the experience different. Um, that's just a thing that happens. I forgot that guy shot bullets. Um, 2 enemies, thank goodness. So it's different every time, but I need to do some like fine tuning on which enemies can do it, because like turrets will do it and they'll get pushed up, and there's an enemy near me. I think that was a transition sound. Where are they? There they are. But it's doing a build index thing now. Let's see, what's the scene called? Skygrass. Oh, I see the problem. Alright. Sorry about that. Probably gonna leave that uncut. So you're just gonna have to skip through and find it because I hate you as a viewer. And when I say I hate you as a viewer, that's because I'm probably the only person who's gonna view this. Alright, see how that shouldn't happen. I shouldn't be able to do this. It's because it's not called level 1 anymore, so it doesn't reset the ability. I'm not gonna. I mean, it makes it more fun, so. Man, I really like this skybox. Space Coaster level, it's a lot brighter now. Notice how the clouds are always looking straight at you, which they're not. I was wrong about that. Never mind. Don't listen to me. It's not like I made the game or anything. Remember, it's in beta. Getting a cool monitor VESA mount tomorrow, which means I'm going to be able to put my laptop on my desk finally. Guess it makes it a desktop, since I used it on my lap before. Still using a PC, but I have like a laptop that I use to bring to school, and that's pretty much it. So. Nice creative space reflections. Unity HDRP really is amazing. They did a great job with it. Even if Unity itself isn't perfect, I really have been able to do a lot with the high definition render pipeline. Okay. Well, now we're on the cool levels. Look at how much faster this is running. This is the new Ice World. It's only 3 levels right now. Haha, I like that. I didn't know that would happen. It's only 3 levels right now, but I've enjoyed making it. I might add a couple more levels It's not as artsy in this one, but I think that it also, you might see that our legs aren't moving. They're not supposed to do that. They're supposed to move. That's not a bug. That's probably just the animation messing up because I forgot to enable it or some stupid thing. So I keep telling myself that I'll go back and do that because it's been like this for a couple days, but I never do. So, wonderful weather we're having. One of the things with these guys that I did to make them harder is that you can't point and click when you're falling on this level because they are always equal to your Y position, and they all died. I don't know what happened. Notice how when I go up and go down, they follow me. So you gotta target them like from a little bit lower if you're falling, or a little bit higher when you're going up. Yeah, so you don't want to be down here. I might even add like some gas or something that will do damage to you if you're down there for too long. I feel like that would be pretty cool. So that you have to be up here like shooting down on them. Oh, I always forget this. No, I don't think that I'm going to have that gas because they have a hard time shooting up at you. As you can see, the plunger sniper animation was probably the first one that I made, and the pistol one was probably the last one that I modified. So I like this one way more than this one. I find it really stiff, but it's a sniper, so I mean it's kind of gotta be stiff. So I haven't changed it because of it. That's really infuriating. Ugh. Also, if you see on the left side of the HUD where the ammo is, it'll show how many jumps you have, but just on this level. Because I'm not sure if I want to keep it or not. Snow 2. See, look at how nice this one looks. Really proud of this one. I wanted to do a mix of Call of the Dead and the Call of the Dead remake. If you know what I mean. Because the remake was like set in the morning. The original had a ton of fog. I feel like mixing it would make it look really good. I'm gonna break my AirPods case someday. This is the run level. We're gonna skip one because of this, so I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. Let me just do this. Just so you guys can see. I based part of this off of this castle map from the game Diabolical, if anyone's tried that. And I like the way that I show how the teleporters work. Oh, keyboard's working now, apparently. Oh, it's because I'm in the editor. Of course it is. I like this big finale part. It's gonna be great for getting combos when I actually implement that. But it kind of makes you feel like a badass. Oh wow, it worked. So for this one, it didn't like this mesh because of how big it was and bent it was, so I had to get a bunch of cube colliders and put them into this. And I know that it wasn't... I like the cube map in there. I know that doesn't seem like that big a deal, but sometimes like you'll see the robots a little off the ground in this one, and that's why. Or me a little in the ground, I guess. Please give me in there. Thank you. Like that. But it is just one level, and I will probably patch it eventually, but for now I don't think that most people will care. So I'm just gonna keep moving on. I also use this because I like to, or I would like to watch these kinds of videos in like 5 years, just so I can know, what was going through my head when I was working on these back then. Especially for these bigger projects, where I big problems might only last like a month or two, which seems like a long time for some games, but like 2% of this development time. It will be. This game is gonna go on for 10 years, oh my god. So originally there was a teleporter here, and it would crash, and I didn't know why, but it was because if you go too high, it'll kill you. If you go too low, it'll kill you. Just because, like, in case something goes wrong. So I made this path, and it still didn't work, and I didn't know why. And it was because of what I said earlier. When I finally figured it out, I was like, I might as well keep it, because I think this looks cool. It's like a nice little view of the water. Look at these invisible guys. They're way harder to see in the fog. This video is going to be going on for a very long time. It's going to take a long time to upload, but I'll be happy. So originally this level ended right here. There was a portal right here, and it would end. And I thought that that was a full flying Frags level that I could have in the game. So times have really changed, huh? I mean, most of the levels were way shorter when I first... The only level that is the same length from launch, that isn't a couple of those cave ones, because I couldn't make some of them bigger because the cave was so small. I'm sure you won't mind if I just run past these guys. when I made this part, it was in my English class, and I was listening to the audiobook of The Stranger. I'm just talking about that back part. This whole level was one of the first full ones that I made. That's why it's made out of so many cubes and not Pro Builder. But this is like my original concept of like the floating city. Specifically those metro cars. I think I'm gonna play through the original after this, just for a refresher, because I have not played that game in a little bit. Come on, am I out of pump shotgun ammo? Alright, I'm gonna skip this part. This is intentional, I promise. This is one of the last meshes that I made with cubes. I don't know why I made this one with cubes, if I'm being honest. I could have used Pro Builder. I just didn't. These are new. Ish. You'll see. I mean, you already know this level. Why aren't the turrets spinning here, huh? You know this level too. Nothing new. But, like... Finally. How long has this video gone for? 45 minutes. I'm not doing that all over again. So I brightened this one up a lot, because before it was supposed to be like a little mysterious about where you were, and then there was supposed to be a twist at the end, and there was lava, but it didn't really work too well. So you're in caves. Sorry I'm being a little quiet. These levels just require a little bit more focus. Notice that music change. Also, look at this nice skybox. Can you believe those islands aren't really there? Okay, I really like this one. For one thing. I mean, this level originally was based off of that Smash Bros. Metroid stage where the lava went up and down. I think it's Norfair, maybe. You know what I'm talking about. But I added the second part here, which, you know, with the level design philosophy of some of these is a little messed up, where like it's just one part and then another part that are just two different mechanics, and I never really pushed them together. So I might have to do that on this one. It's not done. I keep reiterating. We got some dinosaur enemies. And then this thing comes down, collapses, and that collapse took me about 2 hours. And we were through it in 10 seconds. That really says a lot about society. This is one of the levels that is pretty forgettable, because there's not much new in it, but, I mean, you know, it's just a little bit of extra time. I don't think I've actually played this level in this form yet. This was originally the hardest level in the game. I'm pretty sure I made this level when Donkey made that Jackbox Party Pack 6 video. That was when I was programming it, and I could not get past it. But I knew it was possible, so I kept it in. So I'm planning on having a boss fight after this, against a robot, and then you discover that Wolfenstein base that I brought up earlier, and then you get teleported into the prison ship for this sequence. Oh, I love this. So cool. So notice how none of the robots will go after you. Okay. I have no idea what's going on here. So whenever I'm looking at something, I have no idea what's going on. Oh my god, please. If this part doesn't work, you know it was the video that I uploaded yesterday. There's no way. I'm not doing that. I'm gonna call quits here. because the rest of the levels aren't new. So